Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
Timmy.
Let's take a second to just point out that your oldest son, Pubert,
Mm-hmm.
he's graduated high school.
He's graduated.
He's an adult now.
Kind of. He's not 18 yet.
He's basically an adult now.
Yes.
But he's your firstborn son.
Yeah.
Yes. So, good job, kiddo. And as proud of him as we are, this episode is not about your firstborn son. It is about my firstborn son.
It's all right.
In a lot of ways, he's kind of a dummy because he's always bumping into shit and trying to eat things that aren't food, and makes me realize that girls are smarter than boys. But he's also got this odd sense of ingenuity, and he's picking up on too many things too fast. It's kind of getting to the point where I'm worried that he's going to grow up to be like a criminal mastermind or something.
Really?
He's so fucking ahead of the curve. Especially with like problem solving and the natural order of things. For instance, he's never seen me clean anything for the most part. So I go and get the broom, right? I'm like, I gotta sweep the floor. Before I even grab the broom, this little shit goes underneath the kitchen sink cabinet and pulls out the fucking dustpan for me. The first time he did that, I was like, when the fuck did he figure that out? I didn't know he knew that thing was under there, let alone what it was used for. And comparatively, he has siblings that are 8 and 10 and a half, and they can't figure out how to get past the child-proof locks on the fucking silverware drawer. He's just like way ahead of where the girls were.
Well, he's got 4 siblings. He can observe and see what they're doing and learn from it.
Well, I don't know where he observed this, because one day he's like, mommy, which is where he says, where's mommy? Mm-hmm. I'm like, she's in the bathroom. She was taking a shit after work. So what does he do? He walks out of our room, right? And he stops at the hallway cabinet and he points up. Why does he point up? Because in that top cabinet is a screwdriver. A screwdriver I use to pop the lock on the bathroom door when I need to get in there.
Has he seen you do that?
Possibly.
Then that's where he knows.
So I gave him the screwdriver. And he immediately walks up and tries to unlock the door. I'm like, you're 1.5 years old. What the fuck are you doing?
He's watched you do it.
I've got an almost 2-year-old that already knows that it's funny to try to catch girls taking a shit.
He seems like he's a very observant child, and he's gonna be doing that his whole life.
Fucking trying to unlock doors, fucking cleaning up spills. He sees something get on the ground like something wet. He walks over, he gets the towel, and he's blotting it. Observing with the light to see if it's dry, and then he's blotting it some more, and then he puts the towel back. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
I'll give you all 4 of my kids for that one.
I don't want them.
Come on, it's a great deal.
One of them's not housebroken, sorry. One of them, I don't know what the fuck her deal is. She's like Daria and whiny.
He's not housebroken.
And as much as I love Turtle, I don't know if I could deal with all of her. I'm going to sit around, I don't want to go outside, and also I want a donut.
She's not really doing that much anymore.
That's good, but historically
she was.
Gives up kind of easy if she's bored or doesn't want to try at something. Fair to say?
Yeah. Fuck! Thanks for pointing out the shortcomings of my children. It's embarrassing.
It's okay. Mine have their issues too. And a great number of them revolve around knowing when to trust a fart. Your oldest one, we've talked about being on the spectrum, but he's like Dudley Do-Right, and he's got a can-do attitude at his job, right?
Yeah.
So if anything, he might never become like the president of the United States, but he's a solid cog to have in the machine, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. He seems to give his all when he's at work.
Yeah, and sure, he's going to live with you till he's 35.
No, I told him he's got 2 years after he graduates college.
Well, I'm guessing the juice is going to live here forever. I'm going to have to fucking throw her out the window in the middle of the night and hope that she can't figure out how to get back in.
Why? She said she's planning on living here forever?
I get the feeling that she's going to be a failure to launch type. Like, she's just going to want to stick with what she knows. She'll still succeed at stuff, but then she'll just keep coming to live here. Like, well, why would I move away, Daddy? I already have a place to live.
But you don't.
Right. So I'm on the phone with the wife last night. She's up north. She took those 3 camping. Okay. Plus our nephew. and I'm on the phone, and she's talking about Junior. And I thought I heard him repeat me the other day, but I wasn't sure. So I tell him, I'm like, are you being a little shit? And I hear, shit. And I'm like, what the hell did she just say? She's like, that was not your daughter. I'm like, no way! Did he just swear? I start laughing, and the phone disconnected, oddly enough. She hung up on me.
Was it an evil laugh?
Oh, it was a very evil laugh. I thought it was adorable, but also not good. But, yeah, he just said, shit. It was very clear. A lot of his words, he doesn't form them the best yet, obviously, because he's not quite 2.
Mm-hmm.
But his vocabulary is growing exponentially at an alarming rate as of late.
With you as a father, yes, it will.
And so there's an instance, right? About a month and a half ago, I was downstairs working out, and the girls wanted to play the Xbox. I'm like, fine, but you're in charge of watching your brother, so if he gets too close to the TV, you better get him away from there so he doesn't hit the power button and shut it off in the middle of your game before you can save. And I'm up there just telling him that, and I see this little disc. This little Mickey Mouse music disc that goes inside of another toy to play songs. Now, there's no metal on it, and it's plastic. I think it's just a placeholder, right? So I'm worried about him hitting the off button on the fucking Xbox while they're playing. I never would have fathomed what happened next. All of a sudden, I hear them say, no, don't. I go running upstairs. I'm like, what happened? Brother put the Mickey Mouse CD in the Wii U.
Uh-oh.
So he puts it in the disk drive of this motherfucker. It just sucks it in there, and it won't come out. And I'm just like, fucking livid. I'm like, are you shitting me? You're not supposed to let him see you do that stuff so he doesn't pick up on it. And I put you in charge of watching him when he's by the TV. Well, we tried to stop him. How?
By yelling?
We told him to stop. I'm like, did you grab his arm? Well, I tried to. I'm like, if you didn't fucking grab him around the midsection and then suplex him backwards away from that thing, then you didn't do a good enough job. Because, god damn it, if this thing is fucking hosed, we are out an entire gaming system with close to 30 games we can't fucking play anymore, and I don't want to have to buy another one. So unless you got $300 and some in your fucking piggy bank to fork over, you won't be playing this thing ever again. You better hope to Christ I can fix this. You're both off games for 6 months. Hadouken! Yeah, I was not fucking around, dude. And then I came downstairs and I finished a very angry workout. And then I watched several videos on how to disassemble a Nintendo Wii U. And it's not the easiest because you need a special screwdriver.
Triangle?
Triangle.
Yeah.
That I had to order off the internet. Then I had to watch more videos. Then I partially took it apart and I had the wife help me. Then I partially took her old Nintendo Wii, the previous generation, apart because hers wasn't working. Inside of it, found this.
Because he never says it's, I'll just tell you that it was a fucking hairpin.
Oh dear.
That years ago my stepdaughter put into the disk drive and it was just sitting there. So this kid is learning way too fast. And he's obsessed with cars. So it's like, is he going to just one day grab my keys when he's like 10 and try to take the car for a spin?
No, I don't think so.
Don't fucking rule it out.
I will. I'm going to predict no.
I'm law-abiding and I don't do the shit like that. I did different kinds of bad and stressed my parents out, but it would be my luck that what I get in return is a polar opposite.
So you better hope he doesn't follow Blumpkin and Friends and listen to the Poop Chronicles and get an inspiration.
To shit on stuff?
Yeah.
He shit everywhere.
There's shit everywhere! Damn it! There's shit on the windows! Oh my god! My house is full of shit! He shit everywhere! Look what he did! He shit all over the wall!
Anyways, he looks at shit and he figures it out really easily. Now, say for instance, the drain on a tub. You spin it, it closes. You spin it the other way, it opens up. What holds the drain stopper on the peg itself is a set screw. Well, the set screw to mine is fucked, so you have to just put the drain thing in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not like those rubber ones on the chain that Grandma and Grandpa had, like the screw-on type.
Yeah, you spin it. It drops
Yeah, and
down.
I can't get the fucking old drain thingy assembly out. But anyways, this kid takes it one day. He's sitting there, I guess. The wife observed this. He looks at the thing. There's a receiver hole. He looks at the receiver hole. He looks at his dick. He looks at the receiver hole. He tries to fuck it. And the sad thing is it would have fit mostly. So now it's like, I was fine having girls because they don't try to stick their thing in everything. But now I got him, and the other day, he's got a pile of washcloths on his crotch in the tub, and he's just slapping it because he thinks it's hilarious.
There's your karma right there.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about how for a while he wouldn't stop pulling at it, up until he was about 1, and then he kind of grew out of that phase. And now he realizes that if he pinches it, it gets bigger. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, God damn it. I want you to be smart, but I don't want you to learn certain things. Like, I don't want to be sitting there at the grocery store 3 years from now, and he's like, if my wiener touches stuff, it gets bigger. And the other day when I was out at the sprinkler, I let the sprinkler shoot up my butt. Like that kind of shit that you worry about as a dad, If he ends up like a Navy pilot or an engineer or something, yeah, great. But then I'm always going to flash back to him trying to fuck a bathroom fixture.
I wonder if this fits.
I'm making sure that all the fucking baby-proofing plug cover thingies are in at all times.
Yeah, because the kids can't figure out how to get those out.
No, ours have like a special push-button thumb thingy in the middle, so I think I got a little while before he figures that part out yet. But he figured out how to plug shit in, specifically the vacuum cleaner, and then he turned it on for some fucking reason. That was worrisome. He's figured out how to unlock windows, and I didn't really show him that.
It's not that difficult to find out.
There's no reason for him to have seen the locks or have been curious about them because he hasn't seen me use them. Partially my fault, though, because I only lock the bottom one a lot of the time. So he's just sitting there and he looks at it. He's like, up, down, up, down, up. And then he pulls open the window. I went, shit. That's the last fucking thing I need is to worry about him being a little escape artist. But then again, I suppose the girls did figure out how to unlock doors themselves in their own unique way. As you may recall, once upon a time ago, I was on top of the wife on a Sunday morning, and all of a sudden we heard the kids screwing with the doorknob to the bedroom. And it was Juice, Chi-Chi, and Bug. And Bug must have been like 2, right? So I'm like, they're never going to figure out how to get that door open. They don't have anything to turn that little knob to unlock it from the outside. And then the lock pops and they open it, and I see them standing there all like next to each other and just a little one. And thank God the lights were off, and I just threw a blanket over my ass. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So what do I have to look forward to with this one? I mean, he already sits outside the bathroom door when I'm taking a shit trying to turn the knob to get in. Is he going to figure out how to pop that bitch? He's going to invade my one sacred space when I get some quiet time to myself?
Oh, candid camera.
God damn it, dude. I do want him to be smart so that people don't just call him a stupid boy. I don't want him to figure out how to open stuff and push buttons. I basically want him to just sit in a chair and play with his trucks and then poop his pants and ask for snacks. And then he can get in no trouble doing that. Even if he eats his own poop. You can't get Hep A from eating your own shit. I mean, his breath will be funky, but...
Ugh. Now, the other, just bring it up, kids and when parents are in the moment. We were sitting down eating dinner a few nights ago, and no, she's talking to Mrs. Number One. She's like, you and Dad were laughing the other night. And Drama looks at her, she's like, what do you mean they were laughing? Yeah, they were laughing, except it sounded more like, like,
whoops. Fucking Forrest Gump, yeah.
Yeah, and Drama's just like, yeah, the walls in his house are so thin, and just like, you know what, play music.
Don't you ever tell the wife to be quiet?
I have. And then when she is quiet, I'm like, you okay? Just like...
You can cover her mouth, right?
Nah, no.
Well, not in like a forceful way, like in a helpful way, Just put your hand over her mouth, but leave her nostrils free to breathe.
I don't think that would do it.
Does she like to be choked?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
What the fuck? That's the easiest way to shut her up, is to give her throat a little squeeze while you're doing it.
Yeah, and have her, punch me in the fucking face.
At this point in my life, I can tell you, looking back on all the chicks I've been inside, that only one has ever said no when I went to squeeze their throat a little. And a majority of them have asked for it.
Well,
I doubt her reaction is going to go right to punching you in the face. And she might ask you what you're doing. Or say, oh my god, I wasn't getting enough oxygen to my brain and I felt extra elated. Do that again.
I'll ask her about it. So like, hey, heard of this thing called choking when people are doing it.
No, you just tell her that you're sick of the kids fucking mocking the noises that she makes when you're inside of her.
Well,
That
just the
I
one
gave
time.
you the suggestion to fucking squeeze her throat closed so she can't fucking make so many goddamn noises. Just pin it on me.
Oh, I will, in as many ways as I possibly can.
Yeah. And then if she lets you do it, just say, okay, if you keep letting me do this, I'll let you get another cat. But then never get the cat.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, now that's karma.
That's a callback right there. But wrapping things up with a summary. So I realize those aren't all bad examples, but it's a growing body of evidence with my son that I'm starting to get worried that he's learning too much. Almost in the way that once the machines became sentient and Skynet went live, it was the beginning of the end.
One of these days, yeah, your kid's going to be self-aware.
Yeah, he's just going to be this fucking Terminator that destroys all the comfort I have in my own home. He'll just be interrupting me time and other intimate moments. Did your sons do any of this?
Like that? Not that I know of. I just know Pubert, when he was about 3, would go out in the front yard, drop his trousers, and piss on a tree. He only did that about 2-3 times before he finally stopped doing it.
Okay, well, my kid's trying to jimmy bathroom door locks with a screwdriver at 1, and your kid was pissing on a tree at 3. So that's not exactly an apples-to-apples comparison.
It is not.
So I might be in more trouble than you were.
Yeah. I was pretty well ahead of my kids on most stuff. So.
I mean, I guess as long as I don't find him naked under the fucking swing set with a neighbor girl when he's 6 years old, right?
As long as you don't find that, you should be good.
That's your other one.
It's amazing how you recall that stuff.
How could I not? You said your kid was 6 and naked under the swing set with a
He
neighbor
pulled his
girl.
pants down and laid down on top of her, but her pants were still up. So,
It's pretty close.
yeah. And it's funny is I was about that age when I did something kind of similar to that, but my pants weren't down.
Well, I mean, look at the bright side. That's probably the closest he's going to get to actually doing that for a number of years still.
Yeah, probably with his fucking hair the way it is.
Perfect. He's cock blocking himself with that bushy haircut.
Yep.
Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm number 1 fan, Tim.
Don't sound so excited.
I just try to change it up once in a while.
And that's the end.